I believe you do have an element in the media that has developed a sense of hostility. It seems like, at least that comes out, and it could be just based on a lack of understanding of Christian perspective, Christian lifestyle. But unfortunately, you see so many of these stories about, say, a Baronelle Stutzman or a Kim Davis.
Right.
People do not understand why Kim Davis took the position that she did about not issuing marriage licenses to same-sex couples. She's the one that's vilified. They don't understand where she's coming from a spiritual standpoint.
You know, I interviewed Kim Davis. I was the only national journalist to interview her before she went into jail, and then after she came out.
Uh-huh.
And we had a really long conversation, and it was fascinating to tell her story. And I felt like if it had been a non-Christian reporter, they would not have gotten that story, because, you know, she is from the Pentecostal holiness tradition, and she became the victim of, quite frankly, stereotypes, you know, from the hair to the clothing. But quite frankly, as a person of religious faith, I understood why she had long hair. I understood why she had the skirts, and we were able to weave that into our story, so where it made sense. And unfortunately, a lot of reporters these days don't want to take that time. They really will instead sort of focus on the caricature of what Christians are, as opposed to who they really are.
And there was an instance that I recall back in the time where the state of Indiana was considering a Religious Freedom Restoration Act, and you had this, and this is very odd. I'm not exactly sure how it happened, but you had a local reporter that went into this pizza parlor and started asking questions about, well, would you provide a pizza for a gay wedding? And so that stereo.
Who eats pizza at a gay wedding? Who eats pizza at any wedding?
Right there. Thank you, Todd. So you've got this whole stereotype that's driving the narrative, and then all of a sudden they make this sweet pizza parlor owner appear like that they're just the biggest bigots on earth, when they're just wanting to live their lives according to their faith. And yet on the other side, you have the gay marriage supporters, the people that are part of the gay advocacy movement, who do not respect the rights of Christians to live out their own beliefs.
Look, Bob, here's my take on this, and I think caricatures, I think both sides are guilty of caricatures. I think the Christian communities can be just as guilty of developing caricatures about people. And what really bothers me is this. I'm not going to go into the local gay bar in my New York City neighborhood that I live in and tell them to turn on the 700 Club on their TV screens. It's none of my business what they're doing inside that bar. It's their bar. They can do whatever they want to do. But at the same time, I believe that they should afford the same accommodation to Christians. You know what? They don't bake gay wedding cakes? Fine, go somewhere else. It's not a big deal. But they don't want that.
Right.
They want, and it's not every gay person in America. This is a militant group that want to force their beliefs on you. I'm not trying to force my beliefs on anybody. You're free to believe however you want to believe. It's the United States of America. But you can't turn around and tell me how I should, believe or behave.
Well, and it's also very important, and I think you're exactly right. There is a gay activist movement that wants to force you to accept their beliefs.
Oh, they're
else.
mean, Bob.
I think that's what Obergefell was all about.
That's
where
exactly
you've got this group that wants to force their beliefs on culture, and then therefore you do have this term culture war that's taken place.
Yeah.
But you also, as Christians, we have that responsibility to be salt and light. Yes, we stand for our religious beliefs, but we have to also recognize that Jesus Christ died for every person.
That's right. Straight,
gay, whatever the case may be, whatever sinful patterns you may be trapped in, Jesus died to set you free from that.
Amen. He did. But within the confines of the United States, outside of the church, this is a country where you can live your life the way you want to live your life. That's America, and I respect that. But at the same time, I expect people to respect that what happens in the church is protected under the Constitution of these great United States of America.
Yeah.